Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to our beloved elders and apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful like Akim out there laboring by pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nahar, out here from the Hebrew Israelites of Idaho camp, coming at you again with just a quick in the news. There's a lot going on right now, so there's not a lack of subjects to speak on. So I'm gonna keep it focused on speaking about what's going on in China right now and how it's a really good example of what's going to go on here in the United States. Because, they like to run a lot of test runs in these other countries that don't have, I guess you could say, the rights that we have here in America. And by that, I just mean, a lot more gun-ho Americans that would not go along with some of these draconian laws that are the norm in China. So for the first video that I'm going to show you is going to be coming from my Instagram page. Well, all of these videos are, but it's showing you exactly what's going to happen when they're going to push in that MOTB, because right now they're using a pre-run as like a test run before the Charagma gets pushed into full effect, because we understand that this devil likes to try, poke, and prod, run experiments on things before he actually goes through with his plans. But it's not on his time, it's on Yahushai's time. So, we're just reporting on what's happening currently, but we understand the end goal is going to be that Charagma. So the first video that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to put these videos on mute because there's some music playing in them that I don't want to get flagged for copyright. So forgive me there, but it's going to be a silent video, but the visual example is the message. So you can see that these people are lined up by in handcuffs. They're restrained, but they're stood in line by force. As you can see, the military is surrounding them to make sure that they don't leave, try to run away, and that, they get that jump shot, and that's what they're lined up for, that what, uh, the Mr. that makes you Mr. Untouchable, but we understand that it's just a ruse to really, you know, take away people's rights reproductively, health-wise, and, get that technology, those nanobots within their system, because the ultimate way to pollute, you know, God's creation, even though we understand these are just Moabites, but we have to also realize that there's some Jake mixed in there too, you know, the Israelite foreigners. But ultimately, their end goal, like I said, is to pollute your temple, being your body, because once you're a polluted temple, you got a green light for Yahweh Bashem Shai, to take you out, and ultimately, that's going to be if you take the Charagma. But again, this is just an example showing you how they're going to enforce it. And I believe that this video is even like PG compared to how hard they're going to come down with the Charagma, So the next video that I'm going to show you is an example of them patrolling the streets in a lockdown situation to making sure that nothing goes in and nothing goes out. And then I'm going to get the scriptures that I want with this video. So again, this video is going to be muted, but you can look at it on Instagram for yourself if you'd like. So as you can see, we got the straight stormtrooper looking formations marching down, making sure that, I believe this is just a show of force to stop residents from wanting to even escape, because I saw some videos be circulating around the internet that actually show people making makeshift ladders and climbing out of their buildings to escape. I think I posted it, but there was a group of people that were trying to escape an IKEA because one person, oh, here it is,
Escape.
because one person um, tested positive. I think it was a kid too. But you see, this is just a perfect example of the type of scenarios that you're going to be faced in Jacob's trouble, when the MOTB and shit starts to get really real. So We see these examples happening throughout the world, and we can filter it through the scriptures and understanding why these things are happening. Because, that Isaiah 33:6, that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, roughly paraphrasing. So, when everyone's freaking out, why is this happening? Why is that happening? We're going to have that stable mind, which is why you keep oil in your lamp, which is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, making sure that you're on point. We are in the Day of Atonement right now. So, all of Yashar Allah, is in a fast. So I'm going to get to those scriptures right now. It's going to be 2nd Esdras 15:15. I'm going to start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe means destruction, death. It's nothing good. To the world, that's the whole world, because the whole world is going to feel it. It's called Jacob's trouble, but, everybody's going to be feeling the pains one way, shape, form, or another. And them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. The sword can be any killing instrument, but we understand, the swords in their hands right there at the last line, is going into, civil wars, race wars, class wars, food wars, water wars. It's going to be nonstop on the block, hearing shots constantly. So again, this is for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. And that's going into, these different nations, and then also within themselves. Like I just said, civil wars, which is the hot topic right now, after Trump just made his speech too, and Biden did his a couple days before. And I actually posted a video of Trump's speech on my Instagram story. It's like a 10-minute video, but I recommend all brothers watch it, because this is war talk. These are two sides getting polar opposites, even more so, and their leaders edging them on. So hey, expect things to get turned up, you know, really soon. Speaking as a man, of course. But hey, every day things are happening quicker and quicker, so it's not that far-fetched. But this is continuing, 2nd Esdras 15:16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's going into, the average Schmo Joe, gung-ho patriot American. Salakia just closed out. Gun-ho patriot American that's gonna, you know, take the matters into their own hands, thinking, "Oh, this is America, God damn it! I gotta take it back. I gotta stand for freedom." That's gonna be the mentality of them. But hey, they just cannon fodder. They're just gonna get laid down, because guns is not gonna be able to take on the whole military. Especially the Terminators, the Gurga troops, the technology, the drones, the Terminators that these devils have, that haven't even been released or even made even a snippet video to the public, because they're waiting to bring them out for the time of Jacob's trouble, and also to fight the Lord and the chariots. When Yahushai cracks those clouds, they were scared yet durst fight, roughly paraphrasing. And that's when they see Yahushai crack those clouds, they're going to be scared as shit, shitting themselves, but they're still going to fight. But that's prophecy. And but I'm sticking on the topic of the examples that I showed you that's happening in China, that are going to happen here in the United States, which is Babylon the Great here soon. you know so I'm going to read it again. For there shall be sedition among men. Sedition is going against your government, going against the powers that be, and invading one another, which you going into your houses, or also invading different towns. This county against Ada County, Boise against Nampa, all types of things. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, which is going into sedition as well, not caring about what the president says, what the mayor says, what the police chief says. They're just going to be out there like wild men, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So just like a purge-like society, all things were legal. It's going to happen again. This is continuing, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So a man shall desire to go into a city but shall not be able, because during the time of martial law, and I did a lesson on this on Ambassador Issachar 2 on my other YouTube, because I'm going to be posting this on my backup, but it goes into the basics of martial law, how they take over all of the transportation ways, the gas stations, the water wells, that's even the private water wells and the water distribution systems that are in the cities, because all the resources are going to be based around the military effort, and to making sure that the government um, troops and officials are taken care of more than the people, which is why they're going to take control over it. You're not just going to be able to drive down the freeway to try to get to the woods to escape. No, they're going to have that shit on lock, you know, roadblocks, etc. This is for because of their pride, the whole book of Obadiah. The city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid because they're going to be afraid for all the things that are happening. You can't just call 911. You can't just turn on your water and water come out. You got a crying baby at home. You got kids saying, "Daddy, I'm hungry," and they're going to be so scared they're not even be able to leave their house. But this is what's going to happen and what's going to lead up to it. This is 2 Esdras 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's exactly what I just explained. The scriptures explain it way better. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Hey, that neighbor that let you borrow some sugar, and you walked into his pantry and he had 5 pounds, all bragging, saying, "Oh yeah, I got this. I haven't even touched this in 2 years because I'm saving it for blah 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 blah." Shit hit the fan, right? Well, that neighbor that knows that is gonna that doesn't have the money and doesn't have it like that. They're gonna be like, "Fuck it, my family over his," and they're gonna lay shit down. And that is just how it is, man. There's no nice way to put it. Okay, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Going into the killing instrument, which the modern day sword is the gun. And being in the United States, there's more guns here than there is people. And especially in Idaho where I live at, and they actually boast that, advertise it, and brag about that there's more guns in Idaho than people. And spoil their goods. Why? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So these people are going to realize, hey, you got nothing else to lose, so they're going to fucking lose it, lack of better words. So, you know, there's going to be a lot going on, and I'm going to play one more video just to explain, kind of, wrap up the lesson, what we were speaking on. Mandatory MOTBs coming, draconian martial law lockdown like measures, and then also the marauders and people that are out there looking for you. So I'm going to play this video.
I think crime is really going to increase if we have a dollar crisis, because you're going to have food shortages, you're going to have power blackouts, and you're going to have an absence of police. I mean, I think the police are not going to show up for work, so it's kind of going to be every man for himself. People become lawless, just if the power goes out. Sometimes people start looting just because their team wins the Super Bowl. You're talking about no food on the shelves, people are hungry. You don't think they're going to steal under those circumstances? Of course. You may be a prepper, and you may have a lot of stuff, but if you're too close to people that don't have a lot of stuff, they may come for your stuff.
They will come for your stuff. Not may, not might. They will come for your stuff. And that's why it is crucial, to have the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, with you, which is ultimately to be the elect, because that covering under his wing is going to be the only thing that gets you through Jacob's trouble and what's coming. So just keep doing what you can, to the best of your ability. Keep learning, keep listening, until you get built up to be a teacher. And then once you get built up to be a teacher, go out on the highways and byways and get the blood off your hands. If you have a platform, use it. If you have time, study. Work on yourself every day, because I know from experience it's an everyday thing. And we have the blueprint and the best example from the elders that we look up to, starting with the elders and apostles at Great Millstone on down. So you got plenty of opportunities and examples on how to pattern your life You have access to the internet while it's still up. So watch those lessons, Jake. You don't have time. You do not have time. You do not have time. This is not a game. Make sure that oil in your lamp is there, because soon enough you're going to praise Yahweh Bashem Yahushai every single second that you have it during Jacob's trouble and the miracles that you're going to see to get you through it. So Abba Ratazah, this lesson was edifying to the elect, to believers in the 1/3. And with that, I'd like to end the lesson the same way we started it, by giving all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak and again, double honors to our beloved elders and apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring by pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nahar saying DTA and a Baba Ball soon.